Welcome everybody to our Monday night Titan Circle Forex Study Trading Group, studying, actually studying group, but we are a trading group because we join Mr. G Money every morning, Monday through Friday, and definitely on Sundays. I apologize for missing. I was on the road yesterday, but I heard you guys made it, uh, made it well without me. But I appreciate everybody for showing up, and I did ask everybody to bring a question. Today is Monday, August 18th, 2025. So I promised Mr. Derek if he was here, he would get the first question. Are you around, Derek?
Say again. I'm here, Dan. How you doing?
All right, all right. What's your question for tonight?
Actually, Iris answered this for me. She
See who needs me anymore. Oh, what? Yeah,
she
well,
had a she had a question about the SMT, and
okay,
she got it resolved.
okay, cool.
Hey,
Well, I guess
Reached
then,
out to G Money.
all right. Does anybody else have a question then?
because I didn't know if you're back or not.
That's cool. That's fine. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, Miss Anna, how you doing? You can unmute yourself. There you go.
Okay. I don't think I understand the spread. G, I think recently you mentioned something about the spread got you. And I'm assuming that that's like when your stop loss is like super close, there's that spread because it looked like I did a couple of trades yesterday and it was like right there. I thought, why did it stop me out under what I had set? So I don't think I quite understand the spread and how I need to approach that.
Well, that's a good question. And in fact, the spread is the difference between the bid, which is the buyer side, and the ask side, which is the sellers. There's this difference of dollars or pennies, whatever it is, whatever it may be,
Uh-huh.
between the just the bid and ask price. That's the spread. So, on this one, let's see if I can show the spread on this. Let's see if we can do it in TradingView. G-Money, I've never done it in TradingView, but if you have an idea what might
Yeah,
be
I'm trying to do it as well. Maybe
right.
this could work here. Hold on, I may have an example here. I'm gonna share an image here through the Telegram, Dan, and then
Cool.
you can blast it up and bigger there for 1 sec.
Is it based off your MetaTrader 5?
Yeah, missed the military 5 for sure.
Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. Let's see, where would that be? Did you send it yet?
No, not yet.
Just let me know where you're sending it to. We got so many
Yeah.
to go through, which I'm excited about. So, like I said, I love the Discord. I'm always going to be know what's that. But basically, the spread is the difference between what the sellers want to pay is the ask price, and the bid is, I believe I'm going the right way, is the buyer saying this is how much I want to sell it for.
Yeah. So like for example, like the stop loss is not just one little line, right? The stop loss is split into two lines. I can't get this image up.
I think I got one I can share. I'm good. Give me a
Say it
second.
again, Dan.
I say I have one. I have my MetaTrader 5. I can share a screenshot of that too as well.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Boom.
Yeah, but Dan mentioned the technicality of what the difference is. But yeah, it's like you have your stop loss set at a certain price level, right? You're mainly a
Right.
you're used to the Euro USD pair, right? And like right now, it's trading at whatever price it is. Let me see if I can bring mine up.
Yeah, I think I made it where I can screen share if you want to script.
I'm good right now, then. Yeah, you can take. Yeah. So like right now, let's say you put a stop loss at 1.167, and the price is getting very near that, but your
Uh-huh.
spread can be just a little bit higher than the actual price. than that it is. So that can take you out. That can take you out.
So the spread, does a spread like when, let's say I do a buy, so that difference there does that spread, it continues? Is like,
No,
is that the same
it
spread? Oh,
no, the spread will remain the
Oh.
same. Whenever you purchase the contract, whenever you get in the trade, right? If you're going for, you're in already. Like the spread is there.
okay.
So basically, it's just basically an opening and closing the trade. So like even so, like correct me if I'm wrong, then like whenever you get into a trade, you're
Mhm.
also not getting in at the exact price level. You're getting in based on
Right. I noticed sometimes you push the button and it's like a little bit different.
correct.
So
a
that
little bit
happens
off.
also with the stop loss.
Yes, that happens when you get in, and that happens also when you get out.
Okay,
So in
so
between, here's the thing though, like during like let's say the overlap when the market closes for an hour for gold and everything slows down, that spread can widen like times 3, 5 times. Like I've seen in GBP, JPY where that spread just widens out so much. I'm like, whoa, that's a big spread. But again, those just because there's not a lot of volume in there. So anybody who wants to get in early, it actually costs them more to get in. And what I mean by cost them more, it doesn't put them exactly where they want. Just putting them, just put them in a higher or lower area than they want to. And if they have a stop loss, the stop loss sometimes gets taken out too quickly.
Cool.
okay, so I don't know if I'm quite getting it. So
here's the
the spread will change. Like, okay, so let's say my stop loss is at 33.41.82.
right.
And so if I get close to that, if the spread at that time is close, it's not the same spread as when I bought.
Correct. It can shift
that,
a
I
little
don't
bit.
know.
It can shift a little bit. It can like
It-
kind of like glitch around it. So the
Mhm.
spread is always kind of just changing by like really, really small decimals. Very, very small decimals. It can change.
Okay, so it's not too much once you're in.
Correct.
So once you get in, let's say if there's I don't know what spreads are, how much spreads are.
I'm
It's
sure.
$2
Yeah, like
spread.
it's right here,
Let's say
right there. I showed them
$2
right
spread.
now.
So look at gold.
Okay.
And see this number that's fluctuating, the 220, it's going up and down. These are order blocks, basically. These are orders that want to be filled. So there's a gap of 120 prices between that level. So depending where that gap is and your stop losses, if it's going to hit it either before because there's order blocks available to close that position, it'll close then. Sometimes it'll overshoot it because there's not enough at that particular price. So and your broker will just keep going to the next level. And that's one of the issues with brokers and stuff. The price we hit our stop loss is the exact price we'll get at the stop loss or take profit. So
So it won't be,
Example right here,
it won't always be exact.
Yeah.
it's not an exact science.
What was that?
Yeah, that's a good example here, Danny. Show you see
Okay.
that, and then number
All right.
120. The number 120 is not 120 pips. You just got to remove 1 0 or
Mhm.
1 decimal over. So gold has a spread of about
That's
12.
12.
Yeah, 12. The forex pairs, it's not 14 pips, it's 1.4 pips. And yeah, so it just depends. So like all the like Euro USD right there at the bottom, it's barely a pip right now. It's 4. So yeah.
I lost my screen share there on my cell phone. It decided to crash out on me. But does that make any sense though to you? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the concept, but I want the exact numbers.
Well,
Yeah, they're gonna change.
I don't think we'd ever get the exact number.
I like exact numbers.
I know. Because then it'd make bookkeeping a lot simpler. We could have the exact numbers. But the reason why
Yeah,
we
yeah.
never have exact numbers is because if there's an order block that has
Yeah.
that specific price, and if it fills up before your ticket gets in position, to close it, it won't get that.
Uh-huh.
Lucy also just put
Okay.
a nice comment right there in the chat too. Yeah, the spread is also, that's where the broker can get a small commission as well on it. But and then from there, like we don't see the fees, but that's kind of where they get their commission. But at the same time, if the market is fluctuating a lot, like think about it, like during news, everybody wants to get in during news, right? And just like Dan, brought up that point where like orders need to be filled, and when orders need to be filled, it's like the real, like if it's a seller's market, right, in the mortgage industry, prices go up, right, and it's harder to negotiate prices. So
Right.
kind of same thing with the spread, like when it's a seller's market, meaning that there's a lot of volume. Sometimes that spread can actually is reverse, right? When there's a lot of volume and certainty, the spread is nice and consistent. But when it's volatile and or very, very slow, the spread widens out, right? Because there's no maybe like more like interest rates, right? Interest rates. There's another way to see the spread. Whenever the like right now, the prices are getting slightly better in the market, in the housing market, but the interest rates go a little bit high. And this is it's kind of like that scenario. Practically,
I don't know what's happening.
practically, it's when it comes to the stop loss, yeah, that spread can, if it's hovering, the spread can take you out basically. The spread instead of the actual price.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah, that's
Twice
what being
already.
wicked
Twice
out.
yesterday.
That's what people call like getting wicked out, or like I said, stopped out, because just crazy.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. All right now.
Anything else? Anybody else have any other questions?
I do. This is Jeff here, but on the SMT, I know G Money, you would always walk it down, right, from like almost like the process, right? Let's look at the weekly, look at the highs and lows, right? Then you go to the daily. I think it's the one, and then do like the fibs. Like, is that something you could just like walk through real quick of like the process again of just like, hey, I'm going to sit down to the charts, right, and start looking at the weekly. We don't have to spend a ton of time, but just like that process, I guess.
Yeah, I
quickly.
do that as well, and that's one of the things I like doing on Monday night sessions. Sometimes I'll just say how to do the setup. In fact, you can see I do my setups at least every day, and it's interesting that this one setup that I set up still has not played out one way or the other. And so what I am going to do is get a clean chart that's doesn't matter. I don't think it'll matter. It doesn't. You know what? I'll clean out today. So I'll end and just start from there. Reset the chart. Remove my drawings. Okay. And G Money and I have a very similar system. He usually looks at the last previous weekly candle, at the high and the low. But what I have been paying attention to is this one impulse that has been driving me insane for the last couple weeks. We came back and touched this rally-based rally, so we might not come back this low to get prices. There's really no gap in here. But this impulse is interesting because we really got the impulse, we got the correction, but we don't have the impulse to take out either the high or even the low of that particular impulse. So it's been a flag pattern, if you really want to take a look for a better term. That's all this is one big fancy flag pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And if you trade flags, this is basically an equilibrium or ascending triangle. Yeah, ascending triangle. They're pretty equal. There's really no one side bigger than there's no flat bottom, there's no flat top. So you can either take an impulse, like even just this impulse. We've got the impulse to correction. This is our next impulse, but I'm still not happy with that because we have still not tested this all-time high yet. And I could be wrong, but this could easily take out either direction. And these triangle pieces are support and resistance lines. So on a weekly, I'll show you G Money's way he does it. And if I'm wrong, let me know, G. I'll go because
No, carry on. Everything's good.
yeah, you spent weeks and weeks with me teaching me this. And this is the other reason why I'm not happy with the previous weekly because it's just not playing out very nicely. So I usually take a horizontal ray and place it at the bottom of the wick of the previous weekly candlestick. And I have um, a template called previous weekly low. And I'll copy it by hitting the control key and dragging it up to the top. And that will become my previous weekly high. So now we can, isn't that interesting? So this is part of the new indicator, G, where we get these lines on all time frames for the
Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah, that's the last 17 hours range
that is
for the new day. Yeah, so this is going to show up in all time frames. So
This is sexy.
it is
I like
it is
that.
nice.
Yeah, it's nice. And then instead of popping down to the daily, G will pop down to the 4 hour and look at where movement is going. So if you definitely got the downtrend. So we got this direction going down. So we definitely would fib that from our previous weekly high, previous weekly low. And I have a template for that where you can take your Fibonacci and kind of give it its own little textures and colors. This is my weekly one where I can make it as wide as I want. And the reason why it's kind of small now, because as I go down in time frames, it'll expand and get bigger as we need it to. And right now we're just between the 0 and the 236 of this particular Fibonacci. I'll make sure that's right on the money.
Excellent. So I'll just sum up a little bit what you said right there, Dan. So yeah, so basically in this scenario, right, we did have that. We do have somewhat of a control candle on the weekly basis. And he got the high and the low from that one. And then he went immediately to the 4 hour candlestick chart, which I like what you said right there, Dan. You kind of follow the direction of that movement because it could have been a bullish candle, but it could have been, the other direction. So absolutely. So there it is. So that's the weekly time frame. Just check the previous weekly candle and then just jump down to the 4 hour time and place a fib.
Then we go down to look at of course, our 1 hour. That's interesting. We got a bearish configuration. You could fib that as well, the hourly. That's why you can make your fib I try to make it just so I can move it around. And you can actually, if you click on and have these two points highlighted, you can use your arrow keys to move it up, down, left, and right. I'm that kind of a nerdy guy because I like dealing with that. The arrow keys give me a little more accuracy. But you notice we've got the 1 hour time frame, and this is what I'm a tad bit confused because it is something new, but I understand it, but yet we have the 52 box, which is this outer box, and there's our midpoint in green. And
let's do this then before we get to that point here, because this is let's go to maybe the 2 hour chart. So the
lines are there.
Not the lines, so the indicator can hide. Do you have the sessions template with you there? Yeah, turn on the sessions template and the higher time frame. Yeah, let's see.
I think I don't know if I have them set to the right ones.
Set that one up to inputs and then put that one instead of a week, put days.
Daily. Okay.
Yeah. So I like to use the previous weekly candlesticks. And by the way, Dan, great, excellent job, man. It almost sounds like me. I do like to use the weekly candlestick and then the 4 hour chart. And so mainly it's the fib, right? The fib is that we're talking about. And this fib okay, the high of this fib as Dan has it, and the low of this fib, and the extensions down here, that's basically like our roadmap for the week ahead, right? If everything's trending nice and bearish, we're gonna find a way to get down here, right? If it wants to do a pullback, it first has to kind of cross 23% and then find its way back up to the 38%, and then maybe find its way back up to the 50% and so forth, right? So that's basically the fib is very, very important on knowing how to read. That's kind of like our, what would you say then, like our map, or how would you describe that?
This is our atlas, and our smaller time frames would be our roadmap. So our atlas is our journey from point A to point B. We got a cross country road. We're going from New York to say California. So this is the whole roadway, and everything in between, like in those other time frames, are where we can get road stops, stop for gas, pick up snacks, whatever it is. I'm only using vacation analogy because it's similar. So you have the overall goal is to get down to these prices, these extensions. If this candlestick holds true for the week. However, as we all know, we have a lot of support right here at the zero at the low of this previous week. And we still have not truly picked a direction for the week. In fact, I don't think it's really gone past this level in quite a couple weeks now. So yeah, and this could still be the retracement of this previous week. Got two bullish candles, which you could fib as well. Two weekly bullish candlesticks. You could use those highs and lows and use those fibs as well if you're looking for bullish entries. So it depends on where you set your starting point and your destination is where you're going to end up going.
Yeah, I like how you summarize it too, Dan. So that's what it is, like an atlas, right? A roadmap. And it's like before we get down to the 1 hour SMT, even the 5-minute SMT with momentum and stuff, this exact same concept that we're mapping out with the fib, we're basically gonna duplicate that on a smaller scale, right? If the 1 hour has a smaller scale, and if the 5-minute has a smaller scale. So I mean, and this is the reason why I really do like the just kind of the visual of the higher time frame indicator, right? Because this huge box here that represents that entire previous week. This is Monday, this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, this is Thursday, and this is Friday. And of course, right, this is the full Monday trading day. And so now Tuesday has a job to do, right? Tuesday, right, is actually behaving itself somewhat like a control candle. Check how that candlestick closed down today. If you don't mind going to the daily chart.
I don't mind. I was actually thinking the same thing. Great minds think alike.
It's a weekly candlestick. It's a wiki candlestick.
Doji, as they call them, yeah, or spinning top if you're into those kind of things.
So it's not too much control, right? In my opinion, it's just a lot of indecision based on the previous day. So, what do you think, Dan?
I agree, because we don't have this exactly. It's not a decision. So the market is stuck. And I have a feeling the Asian session really isn't going to make up its mind. However, if it does decide to continue going further, it's going to at least try to attempt to at least hit the negative 0.18 or do another pullback to retest the 236. It attempted it, hasn't quite succeeded, but it could also break and close below. If it breaks and closes below the low of the previous week, I'd be looking for the sells down to the extensions.
Good. And based on what I'm seeing now, I put a horizontal array right at that negative 18%. at the downside.
Right.
Let's put it right there. And let's color it green as
I
a
will.
target. That's style. Nice bright green color. There it goes. Perfect. So I personally would like to see gold there. Okay. Remember, you always got to speculate, right? Where is price going to go? Right. Again, that doesn't mean that it's going to go there, but based on the weekly fib, the weekly candlestick, that's where I would like for price to go. Okay.
And another reason why we'd like to do that, based on your speaking of the boxes, which was the first question, was we got the 400 or at least the 300 and 50 some odd pips from the
Mhm.
from up here to down there. So it's falling into a target level for not only the indicator, but for the both this whole zone. Just check it right
Mhm.
now. It's gorgeous. Doesn't get prettier than this. That's pretty much the zone actually wrong way, wrong direction. Somewhere in there. Yeah, it's not pretty, but
No, that's good. That's good. No, but this is good then. So again, weekly candlestick, all we worried about the previous week. We put the fib 4 hour, it does show more of a downtrend. Go back down to your 4 hour, Jen. Yeah, back to your 4 hour. 4 hour does show more of a downtrend, right? To, from the previous week till this week. So, but here's the thing, right? Just what we did to the weekly candlestick, we can do the same thing to the previous daily candlestick. So go ahead and draw a secondary fib then to Monday.
this one, okay.
And then do it on the right hand side too, just how we normally do it.
Right now, gotcha.
Yep.
See if we can get it right.
Yeah. So remember, guys, this box right here, this red box represents Monday's price action, the trading day's price action, right? And there it is, guys. Okay. So again, now we have a mini map, right? We have a mini map. Get it to your liking.
I will. Just give me 1 second to get rid of this background because we are in a bullish trend, bearish trend rather. I'm going to change my 236 zone to a purple zone. So it's offset. So I know that this is an area. This is the zone I'm interested in. The 236 is a 0.
Correct. Perfect. So now let's zoom in there, Dan. On the let's maybe go to a 2 hour time frame chart. It'll be the same data, just as kind of more of a zoomed in version. There it is. Perfect. So again, the story repeats itself again, guys. Right? Here goes our mini map. Here goes the famous 23% level. If this 23% level holds, well, price is just simply going to pull up to these deeper areas to then potentially sell, right? But it looks like it's holding. So I think Danny wants to do a pullback, long story short.
Yeah, me too.
It wants to do a pullback to a higher zone, let's say maybe 61%
Right.
of the previous day,
Right.
which simultaneously, if you scoot your chart over just a little bit, Dan, what line level is that right there on the weekly fib?
On a weekly fib, that's the 0 basically. Oh, 236. There it is. 236.
That's 23%.
Yeah.
So this level right here, let's call it like it's a big magnet. It's a big magnet, but there's also a potential resistance area that price just wants to go to it. Once it gets there, I would like for us to see, boom, continue down. They're asking for the screen share down on this one.
I will get that. Let me just get rid of this garbage on the side we don't need.
Any questions? There's our comments, guys. Your comments or questions on this would maybe help your understanding a little bit more, because what Dan and I did is basically the cookie cutter of what we do in all time frames.
And the length of the chart.
But essentially, is that like if you're looking at the weekly, then going to the 4 and the 1, is it most likely the same trend, or would you see like a different trend in the smaller time zones with a different fib? And that's where I get a little confused with the three whatever fibs, you start to make some sense, but then
Yeah.
I might get a little confused. Yeah.
That's right. Well, I'll show you. Well, you know where the weekly fib was. There's a high and low of this big candlestick. And I'm on the 4 hour. It does not change it. The high is still the high of the previous week, and the low is still the low of the previous week. So even on the 4 hour. And right now, the 4 hour previous week is holding. So that fib, that weekly fib, won't change won't matter on any time frame until you get down to low levels where you're starting to look at this small reddish, the 1 hour or the previous daily Fibonacci. And when you go down to the 1 hour, I'm gonna mute out the boxes for a second. I'm gonna hide my indicators except for the daily time frames. There we go. So the price of the weekly, daily, the 4 hour, that zero, that line has not changed whatsoever. We do have a wick through from yesterday's previous and I'm only calling it a wick because it did not close and continue below price. And look at how many times it's only passed 1, 2. We need one more full body candlestick to pass through this line before I would want to take the sell to make sure it goes down. And that's my rule of threes. I don't know if G has any rules of three, but if you have 3 solid body candlesticks, they have to be solid bodies. They can't be like wicks through like these wicks. This wick doesn't count. This was body down to here and it was bullish. I still wouldn't take it because we got, again, higher high, higher lows. So it's like pick your low to high or high to low.
And good questions, by the way, Jeff. This is really good, and keep asking those questions. I think we're trying to get a breakthrough here for you. But your questions, because I'm the one always teaching, right? And on this point of view of things, it really helps me kind of like take my own notes. So it's really helpful. So essentially, and so we're basically, for the most part, we're using 3 fibs. Okay. On the larger scale, which is the weekly time frame, or a swing structure, kind of how Dan had, right? That big monthly candlestick. So we're basically using the weekly candlestick, right? Which is this one on the far right hand side. Okay, so this is kind of like the fib one,
right? That's the weekly fib right there. That's why it's in gray. It's a color that you want to use. I said, I better follow suit because we want it to look identical. So to keep them separate. And
yes,
I'm starting to do this with the smaller time frame fibs. I want to make sure I have the color of the direction I'm looking at.
Yes. And then again, so yeah, so I'm reading also Dulce's notes. So yeah, so number 1, mark the highs and lows of the previous weekly candle. And then from there, jump to the 4 hour and kind of see how that trend looks. Because again, it could be a bearish candle, right? Then, like we just said, and the trend on the 4 hour. Actually, Dulce's got the notes on the chat. So yeah, it's good. I'm reading those. Perfect. That just helps us out here. And we'll clean them up. I think she's taking a lot of notes on this one. So I think she'll sum this up here. But yeah, weekly candle, get the high and low, go to the 4 hour time frame and kind of read that structure to see which direction of the fib.
Right. And get a confirmation that the week is truly that weekly.
Yes, I like that.
Direction.
I like that a lot.
Get a confirmation.
Yep. So that would be kind of like rule number 1, right? On that part. Rule number 2, or your second fib, that's going to depend on the previous day, right? Or so PD, or your 1 hour S&T box.
You know what I just realized, G?
What's that?
This box is wrong.
Why is that?
Got a low to high.
But it depends on the open then. On the open. It's a good observation though. And it's exactly what we just talked about right now with the previous weekly candlestick. The previous day is a bearish candle. Go back to the day, Dan.
Okay, cool. See, now you get to show me why.
Yeah. So you see, this is the previous day right here. This
Oh, yeah,
candlestick.
gotcha. Mhm.
So you're right. Technically, right? Technically, it is a bearish candle. But now go back to your 2 hour time frame or whatever time frame we were in. And if you study that box,
It's bullish.
it's actually a bullish impulse and a pullback. But the open and close of that candlestick, it wasn't a bearish scenario, and that's the reason why the candlestick is red. But the impulse inside of the day, the impulse is stronger up. So that's a good clue. I like this, Dan. Very good.
I actually appreciate it. I never knew that. And like I said, it took me from not knowing that I didn't realize that the direction that it was done that way with that particular indicator.
Yep, absolutely. So then again here, guys, here, right? Either we take the previous day to guide us to the next day, or we use the 1 hour SMT box. Quickly turn over then to the 1 hour.
Yeah.
And
And look
right
at the
now,
1 hour. It's the
go for
same
it.
thing.
Yeah,
Boy, let me get the indicator back on.
go for it.
Pretty close. And if you take the 52 boxes, what's basically what we're looking at, right?
But actually, zoom out a little bit, Dan, if you don't mind, just right quick. So if you guys notice here that the big SMT box is very similar to the previous weekly high and the previous weekly low. So we really don't need the big SMT box right now, right? We're okay with just the weekly candlestick, and then we're okay just kind of using the previous daily candlestick, Monday's close, to really, guide us today. So we don't need the 1 hour SMT in this scenario because it's so close to the weekly high and low range.
Right. So our previous daily is really what is driving
Mm-hmm.
this particular indicator at the moment. Because these momentum boxes are based on the position of the midpoints of the two smaller boxes.
Yep.
Am I correct? Okay. So
So then keep that 1 hour fib that, and you know what? Go back to your 2 hour chart so we can hide the box real quick. And because this movement was low to high, I would say, even though we do have a bearish candle, right? Let's go ahead and flip the fib.
Thank you. I've been wanting to do that forever because you can actually reverse the fib.
There it is. Perfect. There you go, Dan. And then we just color it blue, whatever color you choose for your preference.
That's it.
Perfect. There it is.
Yep.
So right now, price is at the 78th percentile from the bottom. It's finding a lot of resistance. It doesn't want to go down. So where could be our next target from here?
The 236.
The 236 area. Exactly. So
Either
let's put
one
a
of
line
them.
right. Yeah.
Either one of these
Yeah.
236 levels.
Perfect. Yeah, the weekly one. So let's put a line on the weekly's 23% down as a target. Yep. And this is speculation for tomorrow or for tonight, leading up till tomorrow in NYSE. So either we want 33.46 or 33.16, give or take.
33.46.
I was just kind of summing it up right now. I think that's good, Dan.
I'm
That's
gonna
30.
leave it at 00. I love it. And what I'll do is also, so we got that one set. And then, which is the 23% of this particular back system anyways.
Yep.
That's why I love how it doesn't hide it.
Yeah, it can go to all time frames. Absolutely.
Exactly. And so that'd be the target 1, and then target 2 would be this 236.
Mm-hmm. So we got our roadmap from the weekly. We got our roadmap from the previous day. And now all you got to do is just go to a 5-minute time frame. Then go to the 5-minute time and you get a chance.
33, I'm going to call it 33.51. How about that?
Let's do that.
All right. Okay, target 2. And I'm going to make this font a little bigger so y'all can see it better. There you go. At least you can see it better. Target one. Wow. Okay. What's it? Where are we
All right.
going next?
5-minute chart, then.
All right, 5 minutes.
And there it is, Jeff. Now we can use our momentum box. Where's our target lines above and those green lines?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can now hide then your higher time frame candles. We don't need them right now.
Okay.
There it is.
There you go. And what's really slick now, if you bring your,
I'll update your SMT, man. I think you need an update on this one.
I just updated before class. I might have to delete it and reinstall it. Let me do that.
No. Because I think if you just kind of just try it again. Just
So
hit the
yeah.
power button.
So
Like
what's
just
that?
no, don't remove. Just kind of hover away from there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, hover away, touch away. And then touch your screen and kind of hover around that gray block.
This,
Like,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, let's see. I just saw a little purple line come up, but it disappeared.
I
I don't know what happened.
don't either.
Okay, it's fine.
If you click away from it, he'll see the purple in the back of that.
Yeah.
That's right. I went through the updated, updated the script.
Oh, there it goes. There it is, 3.93.
There you go. Mhm.
I forgot the exact update what it did, but 3.93 it is.
Hey, I hope you put notes in the
I
thing.
did. There's a little
Oh, by the way, I see some more people put some comments in there. It's good to see that people are seeing value in that. But see, look at
Absolutely.
all this is a good. So if I'm a big fan of ranges, and we hit one range, we came down to the bottom, we tested it, we played with it, and now we're going to come back and retest the top of a range. And if it fails to go above that, then it'll push our market back to our targets down here.
Mhm.
That's how I see it.
Absolutely. Yeah, so
So
we measured, we mapped out the weekly candlestick, and then within that the 4-hour structure,
Mhm.
we got that set on the weekly scale. Instead of using the 1-hour SMT, we used the previous day, high to low in structure.
Right.
And then this is blue indicator here that the blue fib that Dan has. And again, the most important thing we did from here, guys, is that we establish ourselves targets. Okay, that's the most important thing we can do in your trading. Where is price potentially going to go? If you cannot establish yourself targets, we don't know where it's going.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
And then from here we go to the 5-minute chart and just learn how to read this momentum box.
mhm.
Okay,
Any questions there?
yeah, I have a question. Where
Go
you
for it, Ms.
see
Harris.
the target 1 and 2, do you actually I'm trying to say there, start a new new trade, and target it from 1 and 2, like you have TP1, TP2, they are different, like you have 3 different ones.
Oh, so you're talking about how many trades do you want to trade to get to that level, or what are you talking about?
Yeah, you'd be saying target 1, target 2,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to figure out how I'm thinking, do I change like I go into, just say I was trading oh dear, I didn't ask you the question today.
Like a lot size, a certain lot
The lot
size?
size, yeah. Are you doing it with the lot size, or are you doing it with actually another trade side by side?
Oh, no. So I guess the most important thing from here, Miss Iris, I would say, right, is that the very first phase of a trader is like, okay, being able to get in and getting at least one trade correctly, right? When we say target 1 or target 2 is just, let's just say you enter a lot size of 0.4, right?
Yeah.
And when price reaches your target 1, let's say you take the partial, and close that only a 0.3. Take your money, bag it, and then you let the remaining 0.01 run all the way up there. That's just as an example, right? Then
Okay, so
can
you are changing it, like close and then go up and change the
Yeah, so you
size.
do, yeah, but again, too, maybe you can just enter one time, 0.04, and then just choose a target. Just choose target one, secure your money, and let's just call it a day. If it goes to target two, it is like that.
Um,
How do you close? You can only close partials, Anna, if you at least have a 0.02. Okay,
right.
that's it. So, and your broker, I think when you manually close a position, before you actually hit the close button, it tells you how many lot size are being multiplied or being worked. So if you got a 0.02, and then you're gonna have your, I think maybe what, like your close button, close trade. Well, before you actually close it, I think you can go in there, modify in there, and just change that to a 0.01 in the close screen. Press the button, it'll close it, and it'll keep one lot running. Point
Right.
one point lot running.
Okay, I understand that. I just thought maybe you were doing different ones, just coming in with different, like it's just for like you were doing like three, say 0.01, but you would let it go up for you would set your take project maybe 3 pips up, or next one 4 pips up, or next one 5 pips up, like that.
I mean,
No.
that's possible. That's possible. It all depends on your account size and how many entries, how many lot size you use. But I think, the most important thing is just finding that consistency, like on your entry, getting your entry right, getting your entry to move, 80 pips, take your money, and just keep doing that consistently. Then you'll start figuring out, okay, how the
Yeah,
targets work, how to really multiply, how to really take advantage of that movement later on.
I have not learned how to take and let nothing run to 80 pips. I can't start snatching. I'm gonna take my money. Get out of here.
You're in blue and you're out.
Then I go there with the wrong way. I'm just not. I'm trying to get there,
Nah,
but
you're fine. You're fine.
I'd be doing 2 pips and 3 pips.
No, yeah, we gotta let the trade just cook a
I need
little bit.
help.
Just cook a little. Think of a trade like you're eating chicken, right? You always want
Oh
chicken to cook
Lord.
all the way, right? We don't want to eat no raw chicken.
Like,
So if you're entering and scalping too much, it's not a good habit.
I know, and I can tell you because my money ain't been a good habit either. It just keep leaving me. So I'm trying to learn how to do that, but you said 80 pips. I haven't got to do 10 yet. You
I
know,
think, yeah, and not only that, you tend to like the scalping, Miss Iris, and scalping trading is a whole different animal than what this analysis is based on. Am I right, G?
Yes.
Scalping is done on at least no more. I mean, you can scalp on a 5-minute time frame, which is cool. That's why I'm glad he came up with a 2-minute indicator, because check this out. See how the bullish, it's showing the momentum bearish on 1 hour and 5 minute. So that means what's going on in 2 minute is nothing more than a pullback.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it's making the pullback is it's heading towards. So we got this impulse. We got this impulse from down here. Made this correction down here. And now we're going to try to at least aim for that.
Mm-hmm.
so you
On
got
2 minute.
actually, so when you say 1 hour, you actually stand in that trade for a whole hour?
I
No,
mean, no, I mean that
scalping is
yeah, we get paid based on movement of price, Miss Iris, right? So price can move 100 pips in 30 seconds if it wants to. Price can move 100 pips in our favor in 3 hours, in 4 hours. So that's the thing, right? It's kind of like, having our destination, meeting our destination, taking our trade to our destination type
right.
of thing.
I need help.
Yeah.
Well,
I need help. I know I need.
right.
Go to the 5 minute then. I want to show the group something right quick because we did really good at top down analysis on this stuff, right? Zoom out a little bit. I want to show everybody something. It's probably gonna
Zoom
help
out
you.
like that.
Yeah, zoom out some more and just kind of make sure I can see both targets pretty well as well.
Like that.
Yeah, and yeah, there it is. Perfect. Maybe pinch the numbers a little bit.
Okay, I can do that. There you go.
All right, perfect. Just leave it like that, just like that. Okay. So we said that, I'm gonna draw here, right? This area down here is target one, a target, right? Right there. And
Okay.
then we also Dan had here another target,
Mhm.
target one, and then target two.
Mhm.
Excuse the chicken scratch.
That's all right. Yeah.
Okay. So check this out, guys. Dan, do me a favor.
Mhm.
Hide all your drawings, please.
Mhm. Can do.
Okay. Guys, look. Those lines that I have on, turn on your indicator settings real quick, Dan. And push that to the right-hand side a bit. So you can see notes. Yeah, perfect. So these lines down here at the bottom, those are technically our targets.
Mhm.
And they're right there. And they're these lines right here. They're the projection lines right there, right? That's how price could move, right? So because we're in a bearish impulse, so we can just technically do everything from a 5-minute chart, guys. Everything, literally from the 5-minute chart, every day we wanted to. That's all we need. We don't even have to go to a different time frame. 5-minute box. What color is it? Red. So the impulse is down. If it really wants to trend, it will establish itself, right, below the 23 percentile line, and then it'll go to these targets here. If it doesn't want to trend, it will establish itself above the 23 percentile line. That's our first target. This is our second target, the high.
Mhm.
And that's all there is to it. Put your drawings back under there.
You got that
No. You,
on the 5-minute? Yeah.
And all the drawings that Dan just had are back in place. So
Yep.
from the 5-minute charts, guys, everything can be done. All we got to learn how to do is just read these two little momentum boxes.
Mhm.
and you said the 5-minute, the
the chart.
top was red.
I call it.
Yeah, the on the 5-minute chart, your big box is red
Oh, the big box.
because the impulse inside of there is down,
Mhm.
Oh,
but the momentum is bearish. And just to answer Julio's question right quick, how do you enter? Easiest way possible to enter with the box system, Julio, is always use the medium box. Try to enter if you're in favor that right now the momentum is bullish, right? There is momentum up. It's okay. You know what? I want to buy towards that green line. Buy as close as possible to that midline of the medium box. Your stop loss at the low of that medium box, and you take profit at that high up. Mark, put a risk to reward too on that, Dan.
Oh, the ETM.
No, the what do you call the tool,
Yeah.
the tool on the left-hand side? What's it
Okay,
called?
gotcha.
Risk to
The
reward?
the PIP thing, PIP,
No, this one. Not the indicator. This thing right here.
this.
Yeah, that's the long position tool. Sorry about that.
Gotcha. So, okay, gotcha. So, like, if say we got in here,
Mm-hmm.
take it there, put it at a low. I can make
Mhm.
this target a low.
Yeah, put at the low of the medium box.
No, it's not. But I did it for a different reason.
Go for it, Dan.
I did it because it's my previous weekly low, and it's
There
gonna,
you go.
so I'm looking to see, if we can break and close below the 786, maybe. But I could even make it the low of the 17 box if I really wanted to, or the low of the 52 or the end of 204. And then here you go. Sorry, so we got a long position. So if I were to place the trade, at maybe 0.04, I would bring my first take profit would be here, so I'd like a partial close. And I know you know how to do partial closes, Ms. Iris. You've been showing me how to do them for a while. Yes, you're very good at it. So you know how to take out a partial. And what's really cool, like I said, all you got to do is take it to the 23 line of the indicator or the high, which is a zero of that particular move. And notice the boxes is already kind of shifted. My fib is kind of out of alignment. So on that, yeah. And that
Good
will
stuff.
happen.
And pinch the numbers then. Pinch the numbers so we can kind of on the right hand side here. Just so we can get, yeah. There you go. So normally, right, these are the targets when the box is blue. Right? When the box is blue or green, whenever it actually has the structure upwards, these are our targets that we need price to get to. Right now, because the box is down, right, we don't want to force these targets up here because these areas will behave like resistance, right? Like resistance. And yeah, so this is technically the play that we should be looking for, right? To the downside, which is we can trade towards it as a target, and we can position ourselves there as a sell, because what 23% over here, right, of the weekly candles there,
Yep.
And even the 23% of the previous daily candlestick. So there is going to be sellers right here trying to get it.
May I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
This is Ilse. Hey, so you guys just mentioned that the best way to enter would be using the medium box, if the price establishes either above or below the midpoint of that box based on the trend. Just to confirm, the trend of that same box or the bigger box, that same box, right? Like in this case, the bigger box is bearish, but that medium box is bullish, which is why we're doing the buy, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
So ask your question one more time, Dulce, about the medium box.
So you said the best way to enter, like in a position either long or short, would be using the medium box, which is what Julio was asking, right? Like how,
Yes.
okay, but how do we enter? So I was just trying to understand, like we enter based on that box, based on the trend that box is actually telling us. Because right now the bigger box is bearish, but that medium box is blue, which is why we're going up, right?
Correct. So the name of the indicator is structure, momentum, timing. Okay. So the big box is your structure. Okay. It's what makes the box red. And we got this direction, right? Your momentum is your two small boxes. Okay. And the momentum right now is blue or up. So there is some momentum towards there. And what I've noticed, right, if the best way to actually enter and use proper risk management is use the frame of the medium box. Okay. The frame of the medium box helps us enter trades. So because it's blue, we're looking for buys. The closer the candlesticks are to that midline of the medium box, that's where we enter, and we take our take profit there at 1 or a take profit there at 2, with the stop loss at the low of that medium box.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we're going to show you one more example. Danimal, go ahead and hide your drawings and rewind back to let's say 8 o'clock this morning, our time, Central Time.
Okay. Oh, let's see, I got it right. Move here.
Oh, that was my drawings. I deleted them.
That's right, no worries. It doesn't matter. So I made you co-host. So 8 a.m. this morning.
Yes, 8 o'clock this morning. Beautiful. And see, this is something, guys, that in the past I'll be looking for buys, but now that we have the momentum in as our friend and everything, it's been really, really helpful. The 23% lines, it's been very, very helpful. So, here, right? Here's the low, here's the high. What structure is bullish, correct? Because we got this impulse in that direction. What about the momentum, though? What is the momentum? The momentum is down. Okay, I won't go into timing right now, but that's the reason momentum is down. So because the momentum is down, this why this 5-minute box is red, hence why this box is red. Everybody got that? So where's the price going? Well, its least is going to go down to that line. Okay. There's more confirmation, right? Whenever the midline, excuse me, let's just go back to, okay, so how do we enter? Well, if price can come back and balance out, let's put I think you put your, go to a clean chart then, if you don't mind, just so we want to erase the current work that we have. Uncheck.
This is fine. This
It's
is
fine?
my
Okay,
practice
perfect.
chart anyways, yeah.
So what was the rule for entry? The rule for entry is enter on the green line, right? Put your short position tool right at the green line. Perfect. Put your stop loss at the high of the medium box. And then put your take profit down there. I hit play candle per candle. Let's see how it moves. Okay, the box shifted down a little bit. It's shifting down, so you got to also shift your entry down a little bit, Dan, since it got stretched out, and readjust your position. There it is. Come on. All right, I think we missed the trade. Keep going, just hit play now. I think we missed it.
Yep.
And we missed it. Okay.
Right.
The
How
question is,
we come back? Yeah, and there it goes. It took it. All right, cool.
we missed it. So the question is, why do we miss it? Go back to 8 o'clock, Dan. The other one, all the way far left.
Oh, which one?
The select bar. Yeah.
Okay.
But you guys see how simple that could be with that medium box, right? Where our entry is at.
That's
the
why I
question-
would use the pink box for my entry instead of the green box.
Yeah, there you go. So sometimes, guys, if the momentum is strong enough, right? Thank you, Bernie. Because the midpoints represent equilibrium,
Mhm.
right? The
So-
midpoints representing, so price is always trying to find a way to balance itself out. If the momentum is very strong and there's not enough buyers,
Right.
sometimes the midpoint of that small box is our entries. Go ahead and hit play, Dan. Or just candle per candle. That's perfect right there. See, that would have been a great entry on the small box.
Mhm.
That would have been the perfect entry right here.
Mhm.
And down it goes.
Yep. That's the interesting, that's to say, if you, let's go back to 8 o'clock again, because, when I said, so basically, you can either play it off the high of the last candlestick, or that's the close of that candle, the sell. And you're already in a position, so you're entry in, you're in, and just ride it. I found the easiest way they won't lose the trade. At least go back to the previous candlestick. Even if I missed that first trade,
Mhm.
get to the close of this one, I'll catch that trade. And each candlestick becomes a new opportunity for entry.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really going down the rabbit hole there, Dan.
You know what? That's what this is all about, going down the rabbit hole. We don't get to do this in live sessions.
There you go. That's true. That is true. No, but yeah, I think the
Got to
session
find a
went
rabbit hole.
extremely well. Dulce had some good breakthroughs. Jeff is getting some more insight there as well, and myself as well. Being in the third party position really, really helps me as well. Kind of write down my notes, right? For me personally, Like I do a lot of things now subconsciously because I have this done. I've done this for so much time now, right? That this allows me to actually write things down for you guys, and we can kind of create a nice checklist of rules to follow. But if there's anything else you want to add here, Dan,
No,
go for it. If there's any questions, we can take a few, and then we can close it out.
take a few more questions. So as I covered everything. I did.
You
put
did
it-
have a question about the boxes. I remember, Dan. Is it clear now?
It's
Because of
good.
the
I did the update and we went through the whole exercise, so I'm good.
Perfect. Perfect. How you like the update, Dan? Because I know you were part of the
I love the update. It's like, you know,
it's evolved
I
so
like-
much, man. Remember how we first started it?
yeah, I know, right? It's like, it just blows me away from when it was conceived. And well, that was over a year ago, wasn't it?
This year. It was this
This
year.
year, at the beginning of this year,
Yeah.
pretty much. And with just using the midpoints was powerful. But when all of a sudden you added these 23% lines and then the extending that to all time frames, it just blew my mind at the fact because here I go. I can change to my 12-hour time frame. Let's see, reset the time frame. My prices don't go away, and neither do my little 23%.
Mhm.
And look at how that one candlestick, just this last 4-hour candlestick, played that entire move in 12 hours. Boom.
Yep.
That one candlestick covered that whole range in 12 hours. You know, it's amazing. As you keep going
Absolutely.
down. That's just cool because you don't have to worry about keep drawing those little lines
And the 20% house.
the 23 percentiles, and you don't have to follow. So now what we're doing, we're here even on the 8-hour, we're looking back to retrace to come back to at least the 23% of this, because we already blew this morning star. I think it failed, in my opinion, and we are just going to come back and try to at least fill in this zone right here. To me, this is, I think that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, if I can do it right. Well, this is the zone. If I put a 50%,
Make sure you turn off your rewind.
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
We do also have Julio have a question as well, so you can type it in, Julio, or you can unmute whatever you want.
Yeah, you can unmute and ask. But there's my 50% line. And
Hey, good evening. Good evening. Thank you.
what's up, Julio? How it doing?
How's it going? So thank you. Appreciate for the timing. My question is really quick. Basically, what we just learned and you explained, but I have a situation right now. Let's say if we get into a trade right now in long position, but there is like a controversy for me because I have a base drop and 15-minute chart. I don't know if you can take a look, and I don't know how to blend these two these two adjustments between the drop base drop and the box charts.
What time frame are you on?
Right now in 5, but
5
there
minutes?
is a base. Yes, sir. 5 minutes, and I got a drop base drop in 15.
On the 15-minute?
Yes, sir. Around 33.42 or 43.
Right here? The drop base drop?
God, let me see.
Yep, right there.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Right there.
That's what that was from this morning, right?
So how you come together with these two adjustments? Because one thing say basically going down and the other thing going up. How do you blend? Or you help?
So my question is, when did you enter the market? So we're playing this drop base drop, correct?
Mm-hmm.
This is good. This is a great thing that to work on because it's a supply zone and it's a 15-minute drop base drop. What's the rule of thumb on the drop base drop? We want to come back and have price come back and touch this level
Mm-hmm.
to continue going down.
That's was that idea, but based on your analysis right now, the
That's
trend's
okay.
up.
We're not done yet. So here we
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Good question, because as time passes on, these 23% lines are going to drop down. Yeah, too bad we can't see. Can we see these on this time frame, Jim?
On which one, Dan?
Can we see the SMT? No, not on this time frame, no.
No,
That's
this
close
time. But
enough.
those 23 percentiles are the same ones in the 5-minute.
Right. But as time, if just picture it, as time keeps going down and price keeps going to the left, all these lines will shift at some point.
Yep.
So this 23% tile line will start coming back.
So so let's just kind of blend this question here, Dan. Sorry to interrupt you.
Go for it.
Like you originally, right? These were just as, like, again though, we won't go back to the 5-minute.
5 minutes. Okay.
Remember, Julio, we would enter ideally, right, in the medium box, right? Ideally, that's the first rule of thumb. Everything else is, the 17 is also, you guys see, it works as well, right?
Okay.
Drawing thing yet. That's where. So again, we won't buy here because we're way too far
Yes,
from that medium box.
exactly.
So the name of the game is buy low, sell high. So here, if we wanted to kind of scalp that, how many pips is it, Dan, between there and the 15-minute drop base drop?
I believe it's 70.
Yeah, if you wanted to scalp about 70 pips, that would have been pretty good, right?
70
But,
Yes, actually, yeah, that's
but
butter. Yeah.
only if the price was very near the medium line.
Mhm.
Now that it's so stretched far away, we're more in the seller's territory. And again,
Alright, so
we
you're
said that. Go for it, Dan.
Yeah, no, you're saying so. If you play this drop base drop, we can still look for the turnaround at this level.
Mm-hmm.
And you may even want
Mhm.
to change your entry even back to here.
Yes, correct. Yes. So
So that's
key,
still
Julio.
within the level of the drop base drop on the
Yes,
15 minute.
yes. So Julio, because the momentum is bullish, right?
Exactly.
Because the momentum is so bullish, maybe that 15-minute won't hold, and maybe our better entry is at that top 23 percentile
For sell or for buy?
for the sell. For the
Oh,
sell.
okay. Fantastic, because that's the setup that I wanna
Yes.
I wait for the entire day, basically.
Yes.
And to touch the market for the drop base drop, right?
Mhm.
But based on your explanation right now, I know the momentum is bullish, and I just went into a small part of my
Well, let's
small
go back to
position,
the ETM setup and I'll show you how that should look.
because of based
Set
on
up
your
the true
explanation, because
ETM setup.
makes so much sense. Yes, makes so
Yeah.
much sense. Yeah.
Here's your entry. There's
Mhm.
your stop loss.
Mhm.
And since we know the 23 is there, I'd make my stop loss a little bit bigger.
Yep.
And where were you going to take profit?
Mhm.
Back somewhere down here?
Yeah, it had to go really low. If
3306. Julio.
yeah, probably. Yeah,
3306. That's where I'm going.
if it works, that
I think it's
sells
going
is
because here we
done.
go. We're already
Yeah.
at drop base drop.
Because
Look at that.
I believe if that sell doesn't hold, it's still going up. I
Yeah.
got another sell position, really around 340.
So have you ever
And-
played a flip zone before?
Pardon me?
Have you ever played a flip zone before?
No, sir.
A flip zone. So to play a flip zone, we're looking for prices to break through our drop base drop. Buyers will be in control wherever their low is going to be, and then just take it to a high. So you're playing at the entry on both sides of
Mhm.
your trade. So you're really looking for the price to hit it. So your drop base drop, if you even put it in the wicks, which most people do, put it in the wick, your trade would be activated, right? Somewhere
Mhm.
there.
Yes.
So cool. You're in the trade, and if it goes against you, at least if you set it to 23, you're only going to be out 43 pips,
Mhm.
which isn't a bad deal.
Make it recover for the other side.
Right. And don't forget,
Because of momentum, Julio, because momentum is strong. Momentum can break the zones and everything, but
exactly.
No, and that's the most important thing, right? We literally say, well, there's on class, the price is going to go up to that 23 percentile, right? We don't always got to take those trades, but this is great observation that you mentioned the 15-minute drop-based drop. Let's go up in time frames then, and we'll wrap it up with this. Go to the 20. Let's see how the 20 looks. Let's see. No more ETM.
No,
That's
no
in that same
anything.
zone. Go to 30, 45, and then an hour. Let's just check those.
There's our drop-based drop right there at the,
At the 23 percentile. Perfect.
so I can draw that, I'll draw that in.
Very nice.
Yeah, 40, 45, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright,
5-ish.
what's the, and the 45 you were looking for?
Yeah. Already there. Go to the 1 hour.
1 hour. Oh my goodness, I'm not looking for anything except for this flip zone.
And that's what Dan was just mentioning, ahorita, Julio, the flip zone, right? That rally-based rally, that could
Mhm.
be the resistance area, which is good. Let's check the 2 hour, Dan. Now I'm curious.
And me too,
Yeah.
there's nothing. This candlestick is in control. It's already broke through this flip zone
Yeah.
twice.
And I'm
Twice.
personally looking right here, right? Like there's, once this little fair value gap gets filled, maybe we can get a reaction. So there is reasons to find resistance right above. There is reasons.
Oh, yeah.
There is. All right. So now go back to the 5-minute Dan. Perfect. So we got two zones. As of right now, Julio, I prefer the higher zone simply because it's a 23 percentile and because the momentum is bullish on the 5. Okay.
Mhm.
Go
So
to the
what we're
2-minute
looking
chart
at
then.
then, at this point is we got the, let's see if I can do this right.
Mhm.
Got the impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse.
There you go. Nice.
And if it'll stay that way,
All right. And then go to your 2-minute chart then.
I'll get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. 2-minute chart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
look at
see
that.
the
There we
entire
go.
make sure that you show the whole box.
Shut off the box.
No, show the entire 2-minute box.
Okay, yeah.
There it is. Perfect. So see right now, Julio, that 15-minute drop-based drop it's coming in with some very 2-minute strong momentum. The entire system is blue, right? So this system allows us to. So one of the things that one of my friends says, Kevin, Mr. Timebox, he's the one that actually him and I worked on this system. When it comes to trading, we have to be on defense and we have to be on offense, right? And the box system allows that. In the past, Julio, I'll be immediately selling from this 15-minute drop-based drop. And if it doesn't hold, I didn't know why. I did not know why. But now with this momentum view of things,
Yeah,
Okay.
show you
it
exactly
shows
what's
that it's
going on.
okay, correct. It gives a better picture. It paints the structure. It's painting the strength. These zones are still good, but they maybe just be good for impulse correction, impulse, just like Dan said, a little pullback, and then an impulse because this momentum here in the 2-minute can easily shift the 5-minute.
Which it already
Check the 5-minute. It did
Yeah.
it. I mean, it says it right there, but sometimes it's a glitch.
Yeah, no, we're
Oh yeah,
definitely.
you're right. Yeah, the small box is the momentum. Yep,
Yeah.
it is bullish.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
So that means it's still basically a pullback on a 1 hour.
Yes, yes.
However, if you look here, we reached a box down here. We get a big support zone down here. I
Mhm,
forgot what I marked down this purple box. I think that was a target or something. Yeah, that's our target.
mhm.
And we already hit it, and we came up and hit another target. I forgot what it was on, but I can't remember.
It'll be it'll be the high of the box then, or the blue line.
Oh, here's the. Yeah, so
Mhm.
basically came to the high of a box. So like this impulse is still playing out. We came a little below 71%. So is this the true impulse? And that's the only reason why the only time I look beyond the blue the 204 box is when I see a stronger impulse behind it.
Like it then. Good stuff. No, but
That's
Julio,
cool.
I'm glad you brought this question up. I'm gonna
Yeah, me too.
keep those 15-minute zones in my
I'm going
notes
to
here.
share this link as well in the chat group so you guys can have at it.
And I definitely want to see how it reacts from there because this is great observation. We're basically blending my old strategy with the new momentum system.
Exactly. Any other questions?
Yeah, but yeah, man. Good stuff, Animal.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And G, we do our great team working together. And I know we're going to be doing more sessions together. And like I said, in the future, I will have some radiation therapy going on. I'm hoping, but it should not affect the Monday nights at all, or Sunday mornings anymore. So everything else in the middle of the week.
Here for your brother.
All right, thanks, man. Any other questions? All right, then until next Monday, it's been a blast. Look forward to seeing everybody. Same bat channel, same batch time, and have a great week. Happy trading.
See you, Animal. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.